Hi guys, it's been a while. A few people have been asking to have a look at the new room. To be honest with you, everything laid out in the cabinets is still pretty much how it was at the previous house. So you aren't really going to see a great deal of change in the way of the cabinets, but I'll just give you a pan round of the room and you can see how it's basically laid out at the moment. I am waiting on 2 more cabinets at the moment, so you will see some items at the moment on the floor. That is just temporary. Hopefully in about a month's time the new display cabinet should come through and everything is going to be in its place. But for now, I'll just give you a quick look around this room. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so that's how you get into this room, through that door, and then on that back wall you've got the cabinets. I mean, as I say, the cabinets are laid out pretty much the same as how they were in the previous house. So same old thing really. You got that smaller cabinet with the Tusken Raider, Hellboy and the Endo skull, and then you've got the Master Replicas guns across the top, and the Alien maquette and Darth Maul and Iron Man in that one. Unfortunately, because I haven't got my new cabinet yet, Darth Vader has been relegated to the floor, which is not really a good thing because that is the most expensive bust I've bought to date. But it's only a temporary thing anyway, so he will be set up properly, helmets and masks all in place. There's the low level cabinet that we've got there. And that is actually the type of cabinet that I've got on order. I've got 2 of those low-level cabinets on order, slightly bigger than the one that's there. And that's the kind of thing that Darth Vader is going to be going on. And hopefully, if I've got room on the top platform, I'll also put the head mask and the helmet next to him. I don't know how it's going to work yet because it's not the exclusive edition, so it's not got the the convenient stand to go with it. Likewise, that is going to go eventually on its own pedestal, and then just coming up to this side, same old really. Same things in that cabinet. A few Master Replicas Force Effects sabers there. So that's the doorway in over that way, and you'll recognise my usual review sofa that I've done loads of reviews on. As you can see, I've got stuff on the floor at the moment. I'm still not quite organised, but a few people have been asking for this video, and I was sort of in 2 minds on whether or not to do it, because really I wanted to show people once it was finished and I've got the other cabinets and everything was in order. So this is the it's sort of the I always try and film in natural light because I find that you get more natural colours, and I just find it works better, and you'll find it's a good tip actually, because if you do film in natural light, you'll find that your images will be a lot sharper and just a lot brighter. I find that when I've tried to film in artificial lighting, that they can be a bit dull, and that makes the pictures a bit grainy. So it's not a bad source of light here. It's not quite as good as the previous house, whereas the other house, it started quite early and it flooded the room. The light tends to come through quite bright around about 4 or 5 o'clock, so it probably means that I'll be doing the reviews a bit later on in the day. But that's basically that side of the room. I will be getting a blind as well, because I don't like these collectibles under direct sunlight. It's not really good, and over long periods it's obviously going to fade the paint. So I've actually ordered some blinds for these windows. So this is the back side of the room. I was sort of in 2 minds on whether or not to keep the DVD cabinet in here. But I think it kind of breaks up the room, because otherwise it's going to be all aluminium and glass with all these cabinets. So I think it works okay. And to be honest with you, this is where I originally started, just collecting videos, then DVDs, and then Blu-rays, and I kind of built up a collection. And then from this it progressed onto collecting the stuff from Sideshow and Master Replicas and Hollywood Collectibles, and who knows what in the future, hopefully maybe even a Cinemaquette in the future. I kind of, it's a shame because I say this is where it all started, the films and the love of films, and I kind of got so sidetracked on just collecting this stuff, you know, the Sideshow stuff, that I kind of forgot about the films and even stopped watching them, because I was sort of watching a couple of films a week at my collection, and I sort of stopped that. I was more driven towards all these characters and props, which is a shame really, because this is where it all stemmed from. And I think just to sit back and enjoy a movie for a couple of hours, you know, it takes your mind off the stresses of work and different things, and you're escaping that movie. It doesn't always have to be an action movie like Transformers or Star Wars. You know, I'm fairly versatile in the movies that I watch, and I do love them. And although I don't buy as many DVDs as I used to, because I was constantly buying DVDs, I've kind of moved towards more favouritism towards the collecting these things. So I'm very selective now on what I actually buy on DVD and Blu-ray. But it's still a hobby of mine, collecting the films. But it is very much split now in between the two hobbies. And anyway, that's everything. I hope I haven't bored you too much in this. It gives you a rough idea of how the room is laid out. I've got more reviews to come. I did have the Boba Fett bust on order. Unfortunately, because of moving house and the expense that comes with moving house, I've had to put that one on hold, and I've cancelled my order for the Boba Fett bust. I mean, eventually, hopefully, I'll get that back on order, possibly. I think I'm more interested in, actually, for next year, is probably the C-3PO bust. He probably interests me more than the Boba Fett bust at the moment. It's not, I'm not saying I don't want the Boba Fett bust, I still do, but cash is tight, so we'll see. And the other one I would like to pick up as well is the Patient Zero 1-to-1 bust as well. That's quite a nice, gruesome looking piece. I've kind of sidetracked the premium format line of the zombie figures. They obviously had a Patient Zero in the premium format, and they also had the Undying Carcass, which were both great looking pieces. But no, I've left those alone for a bit. I'm having to be a bit more selective, because I don't want to run out of space like I did at the old house. So I just want to be a bit more slow and very much more selective on what I'm picking up these days. I don't want to just buy things for the sake of buying things. It's easy to get, when you're on YouTube, it's easy to get into this run of, oh, I've got to buy some because I've got to get a review up and things like that. And I don't want to get into a habit of doing that. It obviously means that I'm not going to be doing as many reviews as what I used to when I first started collecting this stuff. But I mean, I'll always interact with everybody and anybody on YouTube who wants to talk to me. But I've got to slow down basically, because it's just going to look cluttered. At the moment it doesn't, because this room is probably about a third or even half again the size of the previous room. It looks really good at the moment. It's really nicely spaced out, and I'd like to keep it this way. So I'll probably be watching your videos and enjoying your videos of your collection, and sitting back and enjoying that really. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll be speaking to you in the not too distant future, hopefully with some new reviews. I've got the signature edition phaser from Star Trek, and I've also got a signature edition tricorder, which is signed by Brent Spiner, who played Data. And of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Pred Alien. I know it's old news now, I know it's been done to death on the forums, and you've seen it on YouTube, but what the hell, I'm going to give my thoughts, tell you what it's all about. It's one of those things that it really has got the wow factor, but at the same time I don't think it's perfect. I think that there are certain things where I think could have been done better. Some of those areas have been mentioned before, but anyway, more in the review. But for now, that's all I've got, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.